She gives a presence wherever she is. And she's addressed audiences all over. And her name is Sojourner Truth. Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
My name is Isabel Bumfrey. I was one of as many 12 children. To my parents, James and Elizabeth Bumfrey. I was born into slavery around 1797 in Swartzkill, New York. When I was 9 years old, I was known as Belle and was sold at an auction with a flock of sheep for $100. I was then sold twice within 2 years doing these years. I learned to speak English for the first time because I only spoke Dutch. I couldn't read nor write. In 1815, I fell in love with a slave. His name was Rob. And a daughter named Diana. You know, my owner did not like our relationship. I never saw him again. In 1817, my master told me to marry another slave named Thomas. Thomas and I had a son named Peter and two daughters, two daughters, Elizabeth and Sophie. My owner kept telling me he would free me, but wouldn't keep his promise. So in late 1826, I escaped to freedom with my infant daughter Sophie. My older daughter and my son stayed behind. After I escaped, you know they illegally sold Peter. Sold. Peter was 5 years old. Sold to a man in Alabama. So I took them to court and fought to get my son back. I won and had Peter returned to the South. You know my case was one of the first which a black woman successfully challenged a white man in the United States court. Did y'all know that? Y'all didn't know that? Peter and I moved to New York City. When Peter got older, he took a job with the whaling ship. I don't know what that is, but a whaling ship. I received three letters from my son between 1840 and 1841. But when the ship returned to the port in 1842, Peter was not on board. I never heard of him again. On June 1st, 1843, I changed my name to Sojourner Truth, converted to Christianity, and devoted my life to abolishing of slavery for women's rights. I continued to tour to Ohio to publicize the anti-slavery movement in the state. The abolishment movement grew large audience. Large audience. I sought political equality for all y'all women. All of y'all. Every last one of y'all. And passing the abolitionist community to fail to seek civil rights for the black women as well as me. During the Civil War, I helped recruit a black troop for the United Army. I even encouraged my grandson, Carwell, to enlist in the 54th Massachusetts Regiment. This regiment was one of the first official African-American United States during the Civil War. Any of y'all saw Glory? Yeah. Y'all saw Glory? All right. Do you remember the movie Glory with Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman? Y'all remember that? Okay. Well, that was a movie that showed how we played an important role in fighting for our rights in the Civil War. At one time, I spoke with Abraham Lincoln about my beliefs and experience, and he listened with a keen ear. Ain't that something? I traveled and spoke to audience and gave many speeches. I remember in May 1851, I delivered a speech at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio. One of my speeches was recorded, and the title is, Ain't I a Woman? Here is that speech. Listen closely now. Well, children, where there is so much racket, there must be something out of the kilter. I think that tricks the Negroes of the South and the women of the North, all talking about rights. The white man will be in a fix pretty soon. But what all this here talking about? That man over there said the woman needs to be helped into carriages and lift over the ditches and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helped me into a carriage or in mud puddles or give me the best place. And ain't I a woman? Huh? Look at me. Look at my arms. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man when I could get it, and bear the lashes as well. And ain't I a woman?
Are we glad to have Sojourner Truth with us this morning?
Amen.
Assembly of people. And the next visitor that we have coming is a 20th century recording artist.